Hey guys, the top we'll be making is what you are seeing on the screen. I've already made the skirt, so we are going to make the top. It has a bow, both neckline, and the sleeve is flay. Now this is my fabric. I've folded it. I think this is the wrong side. Yeah, make sure you mark the wrong side. I've actually marked the wrong side of the fabric. Now the next thing, the width of my fold is going to be my hip measurement plus 1.5 inches. That's the width of your fold, and make sure that the wrong side of the fabric is facing you. Now the first thing you want to do, you want to measure the length of your top. The length of my client top is 24 inches. I'm going to add 1.5 inches to it. The 1.5 inches, this is 24, 25 and half. So we're going to mark 25.5 inches. I'm going to mark twice so that we'll have, okay, no, my blur. I'm going to mark 25.5 inches. So after you mark 25.5 inches, this line is going to be your top line. Get a ruler to connect the 2 points together. I need a longer ruler. So we're going to just connect our 25 inches line like so. This is our 25.5 inches line, and this part is going to be the top line. Okay. Now we are going to mark the bust line, which is the bust point line. So I'm from the top line, I'm going to mark 11 inches. My client's bust point is 10.5, and I'm going to add half an inch because we already have half an inch for joining the shoulder. So on this point you're going to mark 11 inches. Is it showing? From that 11 inches you're going to mark our waistline. Our waistline is 17 inches, so I'm just going in to mark 17 inches on this point. The rest is going to be our hip line. So we're going to roll this line. Are you seeing my hand here? So we're going to rule out our points. Okay. So can you see it? So we've ruled out our bust point line, which is our bust line, and this is our waistline. The next line is the chest line. From the bust point line, you're going to come up 5 inches. You're going to come up 2.5 inches. Remember the half inches that we have here. So you're going to come up 2.5 inches. This is the chest line. So now the next thing you want to do, I want to mark the shoulder line of my client. The shoulder line of my client is 7.5 inch. You're going to mark the 7.5 inch. The neck width for this top is going to be 3.5 inch, 3.5 inch, and you're going to come down from this point 1 inches to get your shoulder slants. So once I have the 1 inches, I'm going to connect it to the neck width. Now on the chest line, you're going to mark the 7.5 inch shoulder line that you mark on the shoulder line, which is your shoulder measurement. So we have it here, and you're going to connect it with a straight line. You connect this with a straight line. So I had to add a pin down my fabric together because I noticed the fan is giving us problem here. So with that being done, so you're going to find the midpoint of this line. What I have here is 7.5. So you're going to find half of 7.5, and you're going to come in 7/8 of an inch. That is half and quarter of an inch. Now you're going in to draw your armhole. Now before you draw the armhole on the chest line, you're going to mark quarter of your bust measurement plus half inches for each. If you notice the top is not fitted, so you're going to add half inches for ease and 1 inches for sewing allowance. Now my client bust measurement is 38 divided by 4 will give you 9.5. 9.5 plus 0.5 inch, that is 10. 10 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, that is 11. And you're going to mark 11 on this line. So after marking 11 on the chest line, now you're going to draw your what? Your armhole. Can you see we have drawn the armhole? On the waistline, my client's waist measurement is 30, that is 7.5. So we are going to have add half an inch for each, that is 8. Then we are going to mark 1 inch for sewing allowance, that is what? 9 inches. You're going to connect the chest line to the waistline. Now on the hip line, our hip measurement is 42 divided by 4 will give you 10.5. 10.5 plus is, that is 11 inches. 11 inches plus 1 inch for sewing allowance give you 12. So now we have the body's measurements ready. Now for the both neckline, you're going to come in from the shoulder line, from the shoulder point here where your armhole is starting. From the shoulder point, you're going to come in by 2.5 inch. I'm going to work with 2.5 inch. You can do 2 inches, and you're going to come down from the neckline 3 inches. You're going to come down from the neckline 2.5 inch. I'm also going to do 2.5 inches here. So I'm going to connect the 2.5 inch on the shoulder line into the neckline for our both neckline. Let me check the length time very before I even. So from the neckline, you're going to come in 2.5 inches, and you're going to come down from the neck depth 2.5 inches as well to draw your both neckline. So once you are done, you're going to come in with your scissors. This is my scissors to cut out the pattern. Now watch what I did. I did not cut directly on my 2.5 inches. I'm actually cutting going up by half an inch. So I'm going to add half an inch throughout my patterns, even on the round armhole. So I'm going to add my half an inch for sewing allowance. So for the bodies, remember we have already added our sewing allowance. I'm just going in with my scissors to cut out our pattern. Please let me hold that, please don't let it scatter again. I don't know what's wrong with this one today. Okay. So this is what the front bodice is looking like. We are going to use the front to cut out the back. I'm just making sure that the armhole is okay, that we don't have too much around this point. Okay, this is the front piece. Now you're going to use the front piece to cut the back piece. You're going to cut the same thing. The only difference that this stuff we have is the armhole. The front armhole is a bit narrower than the back armhole. So let's do that. I have placed the front on the back. I've placed the front on the fabric to cut the back. You can see everything is the same. So now you're going to cut the same thing for the back as well. Just wanting to cut the same thing for the back, except for the armhole. I came out to 1/8 of an inch, then I connect the armhole to this. Now we are done with the front and back pattern. Now let's cut out the sleeve. Let's cut the sleeve. So I folded my fabric, and the width of my fold is 11 inches. Now the next thing we want to do is to mark the neck. For my client, her sleeve length is 25 inches. So we're going to mark 25 inches and add 1 inches. 1 inch for the half inch for sewing allowance at the top, and half inch for hemming the um dress. After we have marked the cap height, the next thing you want to do, you want to measure your round armhole. Then you mark your round armhole on the sleeve like this. See the way I'm marking mine, 9 inches. I'm placing the 9 inches on this point, then mark it on the cap height line. So you're going to connect this line with a straight line. You're going to connect it with a straight line. Okay, so I've connected it with a straight line. Now the next thing you're going to do, you're going to find the midpoint, which is 4.5. So I'm going to come out here by 1 inch. So you're going to connect the 1 inch into this part, and you're going to come in here. You're going to find the mid from the half an inch point. You're going to mark it up to the cap height line and find half of it, that is 2.25 inch. So you're going to go in by half an inch. So that's what you see me doing. So I'm going to connect it back to this 1 inch here. Now we have our sleeve. For the back, you're going to actually pass on that midline and curve it in like so. So this is what you have. And for this flare, you're just going to connect this point. Make sure you had your sewing allowance, which is 1 inches to it. This part already have sewing allowance, so we're just connecting these parts to the end points here. Have you seen it? Hmm? You're going to connect these parts to the end points here to get your flare. Now we have the flare ready. Now we are going to do balancing. You measure what you have from here to the hem. What do we have there? We have 20.5 inches. So you're going to come here and mark 20.5 inches on the slant line. You have 20.5 inches here. So you're going to curve this place into the hem. So now let's cut our sleeve. You're going to cut in such a way that you're going to cut through the back first, then let's curve it. So this is our sleeve. This is what it look like. So we are done cutting the pattern for this dress. Video, the sleeve, the back, and the front. This is the finished look of the top or blouse, and I hope that you enjoy this video. And if you do, please give this video a thumb up, like and share my video, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Have a nice day and bye.